Hi, my name is Mark Walker and I'm the editorial director at the FinTech Times, and we're here with Seamless TV. I'd like to start off by getting my next interviewee to introduce themselves to you, the audience.
Hi, my name is Gillan and I'm the Chief Commercial Officer for the Paymob Group.
Hi Gillan, thank you very much for joining us. Maybe we could start off by giving us a little bit of background from Paymob, where you started and the sort of concept behind it.
So thank you, Mark, for that. We started actually 2015 back in Egypt, where we were working on building the infrastructure for the mobile wallets in a partnership with MasterCard. We've managed to get to over 87% of the market share of the total volume being processed over mobile wallets in Egypt right now. And then in 2017, we started focusing more on the gap in the market when it comes to merchants. So there is a fragmentation in the Middle East in general when it comes to payment methods that the users want to use. So some want to pay in card. There are some local schemes. There are the international schemes. There are mobile wallets everywhere. There are BNPLs coming up. So everyone wants to pay differently, and a merchant or an SMB wouldn't have the time to integrate with each one of the payment methods alone and negotiate rates and then do reconciliation cycle with the cash flows with them. It's just a very hard thing for a business starting up or an even mid-sized business to do. And that's the gap we saw. So instead of working on the issuance side of the business that everyone is really brilliant at doing in the Middle East, we started working on the acceptance side of the business, bridging that gap between the issuance and the merchants. So we built this acceptance platform where it hosts over than 40 payment methods, whether the merchant is working online on their own website or they're using a retail POS. We have an Android POS, and it's a very omni-channel experience whereby you can see all your transactions, whether it's happening online or offline, on the same dashboard, recognize any payment method, whatever it is, and have just one reconciliation cycle with all those payment methods. We've successfully managed to get on board more than 200,000 merchants using this platform. We've expanded in Pakistan, UAE, and Oman. Currently, that's our current road.
It's kind of interesting. So, I mean, from the mobile wallet starting point, you have a massive market penetration, and Egypt is one of the most populous places within the region of MENA.
Exactly.
Again, what do you think the reason for your success was? Was it that you were the first person to the market, or was there something special you think in your UX or your consumer approach?
Actually, Mark, we weren't the first in the market. There were older players that were 10 years older than us. But I believe the secret for us together is we got on the ground and talked to the merchants. And we get really close to our customer and try to learn their pain points. So instead of like all the players focusing on the very big merchants, trying to take away their business, and no one is paying attention to the underserved SMBs, we went on ground to the actual market and started talking to SMBs to understand what they really care about. And for our surprise, it wasn't about the pricing or the rates. Of course, they want good pricing and good service, but they wanted speed and they wanted support. So they wanted to have a very seamless process to get onboarded on the payment. If they want to have a POS, they want to have it in few days, which we mastered to get in 15 minutes, by the way, and that's something we managed to do. While banks may take 3 weeks to get you a POS, we do that in 15 minutes. And they need live support or local support. And the third thing they needed is local integrations with their website builder or their ERP system, which we also have so many partnerships locally. Whenever we go into a market, the first thing we do is we do integrations with all the local players that interface with the merchant, so they can have a very seamless experience overall. So those are the three things that I think really we managed to, support, time, and local integrations are the three things that got us the market share we have.
And I guess obviously from a bank's positioning, a bank is built in a very complicated way. And so their ability to address the needs of smaller clients, we talk a lot in Europe about micropayments. Micropayments are very difficult for a big institution. So as you're sort of saying, that was the area that you could come in, apply some technology, some digitalization to that sort of area.
Yes, exactly. And talking about micro businesses is something that we've launched last year, which is the soft POS. So the soft POS is having the ability to have your phone act as a POS. So no need for you to have a physical device, or no need for payment facilitators or banks to pay for CapEx anymore. They could just give you an app to download, and then you can tap the card of your customer on the phone, and that's there. We're the first to get licensed for that in the North Africa region, and we're willing to roll that out in every market we're serving, whether it's UAE, KSA, and the GCC markets in general.
Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned something there that I want to talk to you about, KSA.
Yeah.
So I hear that you're making a very big announcement at the moment.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about how that came about.
So months and months in the making, honestly, Mark, it's been a very good journey with Saudi payments that we've integrated our systems inside KSA. And we got the certification from Saudi Payments to start working as a PTSP, where we provide technology services in partnership with the banks to be able to get merchants to accept payments online.
And I think it's one of the interesting things we see. Obviously, we work a lot in Europe, and we see an awful lot of PSPs and a lot of various different people doing that. But it's still relatively new in this region to have those relationships with banks.
Yeah.
Why do you think it is? Is it more to do with the banks needing to understand what you're trying to achieve? And how did you effectively convince Saudi Payments that yours was the right solution for them to partner with?
So I think, honestly, I think the KSA market is becoming very progressive. And the regulators are being very open for new players to come in and provide innovation and technology to the market. They are recognizing the need to serve SMBs and the need to serve the underserved, that sector of SMBs. And it's part of the vision for 2030 to digitize that number of SMBs and those transactions. So they're inviting a lot of players in, which we're very lucky to be one of those early players to come in the market and help deliver that vision for 2030.
And do you think, obviously, many different dynamics exist in different countries within the GCC and the region area? Many would say sort of a lot of people seem to test and trial in the UAE and then move into the bigger markets. Do you think there was an advantage from you coming from one of the largest markets to then go into the next largest market?
Absolutely. We have a saying, if you can drive in Egypt, you can drive anywhere, right? So there is a reason for that, because it's a very competitive market, it's a very large market, it's a mass market. So if you're not tailored to mass acquisitions and mass support of large number of SMBs, it's going to be very hard market to penetrate like KSA.
Yeah.
But we've learned that the hard way. We had many years of experience building for 200,000 SMEs that we're currently serving. So I think we're very ready for the Saudi market. With they have almost 1 million SMBs right now. And we're very hungry and ready to serve them. Yeah, we have the tools, the right tools to do that.
I have no doubt that in the next 6 months you will be a dominant player in the whole region.
Yeah, we're planning to.
Once that happens, what's next? What is your vision of where Paymob and maybe the payments industry is going for the future?
So that's a very good question, Mark. So for us, our vision is really to dominate the MENAP region. This is the region we see as underserved when it comes to tech players in that industry. So our expansion plans are all based on MENAP. I see the payment industry honestly flourishing. It's going to change a lot of new technologies coming in. There's a lot of opportunities for digitization, a lot of trends. You see a lot of closed loop players coming in, like all the BNPLs. You will see that in KSA very soon, all of the BNPLs coming up, especially with the new regulations that is opening up the market for closed loop players. You will find there are a lot of trends regarding B2B kind of payments and digitizing that workflow. So we're seeing a lot of innovative technology in the fintech world coming in, and what we want to do is build the infrastructure and the railways for the ecosystem to be able to interact with each other. So we're really about more, when everyone's busy building their own island, we're about building bridges to make sure those islands are interacting with each other. Yeah.
I like that. That's a very good phrase. I think we're into building bridges.
Yeah.
I very much like that. And do you think things like, obviously KSA, very much open banking is sort of on the horizon. In Europe, we maybe have a little bit of a stall on open banking, but there's a lot of talk of open payments, where actually account-to-account payments will overtake mobile wallet transactions. What are your sort of thoughts on that sort of industry and that trend? Do you think that's something you need to be aware of or worried about? Or
no, actually, I think it's very empowering. Will be very empowering for players like us to have this kind of payment methods. So what we do serve is whatever payment method the merchant would like to have, we would have it on the platform. So account to account will be one of them. I don't think credit will ever go away. It's a trend that will never disappear. And coming in, all the closed loop digital payments will not go away because they provide credit also to the customer, which the customer will always need. And while open payments or bank account payments will be very popular, I say it's going to be very popular, but the need for a payment gateway to interact with all of these payment methods and for you to be able to manage your expenses, because it's just not about accepting payment. Accepting payment is a very small portion of what we do, but we help you digitize your payouts as well. We help you digitize managing your expenses. So it's all about your financial world and your interaction with your customers and your interactions with your suppliers. So we would love to cooperate with this kind of new technologies and payment method, but we think it will add to our value proposition one way or another.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us here at Seamless TV, powered by the FinTech Times.
Thank you so much, Mark, for having me here, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.